Hello, welcome to the Girls Peace Talk episode 8. I'm Yanora Kiza from Georgia and I'm the teen and youth ambassador of GPI.
And I'm Mariam. In each episode, girls from all over the world are talking about different issues in order to raise awareness. Today we are going to talk about bullying and we hope it will be productive for you.
So throughout our lives, we have all been either subject of bullying, observed someone being bullied, or have been the bully ourselves. There are many different levels of bullying, and in the most extreme cases, it can even cause the target to kill themselves. Ever wondered why bullies act the way they do? Why is it that bullies find the need to inflict physical or moral pain on their victims? Bullying is a distinctive pattern of repeatedly harming and humiliating others, trying to demonstrate power on the people who are smaller, weaker, younger, or in any way more vulnerable than the bully.
Now let's talk about types of bullying. There are 8 types of bullying. First is cyberbullying. When a teen uses the internet, a smartphone, or other technology to threaten, embarrass, or target another person, it is cyberbullying. And as an examples of cyberbullying, we may include posting hurtful images, making online threats, and sending hurtful emails or texts.
The next one is verbal bullying. Verbal bullying is very difficult to identify. It deals with people using hurtful words, mean commands, insults, threats, and name-calling to upset or control others. These types of bullies also tend to strike when there is no one around or there are only their friends who also support their actions. When victims do speak up, it tends to start a he said, she said conversation that doesn't usually result in consequences due to lack of evidence.
Another type of bullying is physical bullying. While every type of bullying has its own identifying factors, physical bullying is the easiest to spot. It involves using physical powers or threats or of violence to control others. Children may be hit, kicked, punched, pushed, or simply threatened.
The next one is social bullying. Social bullying is the one that has the most effect on a person's reputation. There are many ways that kids can be bullied socially. Bullies may spread rumors, cause humiliation, play jokes meant to embarrass the victim, or reveal things the victim told them in secret, or convince others to exclude them from any type of groups or activities. The bully tends to use social bullying to simultaneously put their victim down and bring themselves up.
While talking about bullying, we also have to mention racial bullying, which includes treating people badly because of their racial or ethnic background, saying bad things about a cultural background, calling someone racist names, or telling racist jokes.
And the next type of bullying is disability bullying, which includes leaving someone out or treating them badly because of their disability, making them feel uncomfortable or making jokes to hurt them.
I will add some information about religious bullying too. This bullying includes treating people badly because of either their religious background or beliefs. Like other forms of bullying, this can occur through physical, psychological, or verbal means in person or online.
We also have to talk about sexual bullying, which includes leaving someone out, treating them badly, or making them feel uncomfortable because of their sex, making sexist comments or jokes, touching, pinching, or grabbing someone in a sexual way, making crude comments about someone's sexual behavior or orientation. And the last but not least, child marriage. Child marriage is generally understood to mean marriages that take place before age 18. But for many girls, marriage occurs much earlier. In some countries, girls as young as 7 or 8 are forced by their families to marry much older men. The reason is that parents sometimes believe that through this marriage, they're protecting their daughters and increasing their economic opportunities.
The question that you might have is, why do bullies bully? A majority of people bully due to their mental states. They either have some problem in their way of thinking or have some social insecurity. They like to be rude towards others. Jealousy is also one of the major reasons why people bully. They try to punish and hurt others whom they are jealous about for various or even a single reason. Bullying provides people with a sense of power. The bully is feared, but no one wants to be on their bad side. So along with this power comes popularity and high social status.
Now we talked about the reasons of bullying, but let's talk about how do the bullied ones feel. Mental and emotional bullying can make the victim feel worthless and weak. The target begins to believe that the horrible things being said about them are true. Bullying can cause children to experience fear, depression, loneliness, anxiety, low self-esteem, physical illness, and in some cases, even suicidal thoughts. Many victims become mentally unstable and they slowly start thinking about suicide because they are not in the right state of mind. Children who are bullied are more likely to engage in behaviors such as smoking, drinking, dropping out of school, and stealing. Some people who are bullied are mentally and emotionally scared for the rest of their lives.
Now let's talk about facts about bullying. First is that anyone can become a victim of bullying, and it can happen at any age. Second, people with a physical disability are unfortunately more likely to experience bullying than a person without a physical disability. Third, almost a quarter of those who have been bullied have had suicidal thoughts. And fourth one, those who bully are far more likely to have experienced stressful and traumatic situations in recent times.
The fifth one is that boys tend to bully according to group. For example, athlete versus non-athlete, while girls tend to bully according to social status. Popular versus non-popular. The seventh one is that despite the number of negative emotions and the consequences of bullying, many targets of bullying do not tell anyone what is happening. For some teens, they are embarrassed, confused, or feel that they can handle it on their own. A number of young people also question whether or not telling their parents about bullying will do any good.
Whether you're a little kid or adult, bullying is always a choice. It's an unkind action that someone has decided to make, usually a physical one or a verbal one. Not one person out there has an excuse for not showing respect for others. Respect is something that we all expect and deserve. But it works two ways. We have to show respect to others too in return. Nia, let's bring in one example where bullying is discussed.
Mary, do you remember the book Wonder that we read together? I think it is the best example for it. So from this book, we can learn a lot about respect and kindness by walking in the shoes of the story's main character, 10-year-old August Spellman, or Augie for short, who lives in New York City in America with his father, mother, sister Ria, and their dog Daisy. In Wonder, we immediately learn that Augie was born with a medical condition that left him with a facial abnormality, which means that he looks a little bit different from others. He has been homeschooled by his parents his entire life because his parents were trying to protect him from the harsh things in the world, such as bullying, who don't always give people like Augie a chance. Now, his parents are sending him to a real school, and all Augie wants is to convince his classmates that he's just like them.
You will join Augie as he adapts to regular school life. But as you can imagine, that comes with a few ups and downs. The downs often involving different kinds of bullying. Out of Augie's struggles and accomplishments, themes of strength, kindness, and respect leap out of the pages of Wonder. Here are a few lessons about bullying that we can all learn by getting to know Augie in the truly wonderful pages of Wonder. And I'm sure you've learned a good lesson as well.
Yes, of course. The first thing I realized is that We don't have to be afraid of difference. Someone will often start bullying someone else because they see that person as different from themselves in some way. In Wonder, Augie is seen as a different person because of his different face. Sadly, both in real life and in the world of books and films, a lot of people are scared by difference because they often don't understand it. Augie's friend Jack admits that he was quite scared when he saw Augie's face in front of an ice cream shop. Although he may look different on the outside, he is very much an ordinary boy on the inside. Throughout the course, a lot of characters learn this lesson and start seeing Augie's similarities shine through. But remember this too, our differences are what makes us unique and special.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Another lesson that we may learn from this book or film is not to follow the crowd. Be a summer instead. A lot of bullies find their strength in the support around them. If someone else is laughing at their jokes or backing them up in some way, that person is actually helping that bully to do their job. Remember, bullies love an audience. And as an example, we may bring Julian and Jack. They show us this on Halloween in Wonder. Who is Summer? She's one of our all-time favorite characters in Wonder. Make decisions that feel good, that you want to make. If you like someone, go and just be their friend. It shouldn't matter what other people think. If following the crowd doesn't feel right, find your own path, as Summer does in Wonder. My advice is to make the friends you want to have and not the friends you think that you should have.
The next lesson we learned is that our words are very powerful. They can make someone feel wonderful or awful. We're all responsible for the words we say and type, especially if these words are about other people, because words have the potential to hurt just as much as a kick. Augie was devastated when he heard some of the boys at his school calling him mean names on Halloween. Those boys might not have known that Augie could hear them, but their words were still very powerful and hurtful, and they didn't think about the consequences of that. So here's the thing. Show respect and be kind with your words, and then it won't matter who hears or who reads them. Why not make an effort to use your words to show respect and kindness to someone this week, someone you perhaps don't speak to very often, and watch what happens.
Another lesson, that's my favorite, is we should not judge a book by its cover, because we'll never get the full story. Lots of characters that we meet in Wonder immediately judge Augie because of how his face looks. And as a result, they often mean to him, or they just avoid him because they've already made up their minds about him. This is how a lot of bullying starts in real life. When someone just makes us pity, often incorrect judgment about them. So we should respect someone enough to learn their story.
Yeah, I agree with you. We have to realize that we have to think about it and never judge a book by its cover. And the last but not least, showing respect can mean saying that you are sorry. Here's the thing. If you read a book like Wonder and you start to feel guilty because perhaps you've been in the shoes of Jack or Julian, you'll know that it's never too late to start showing respect and kindness to someone. Sometimes these 3 words can be enough. I am sorry. No one is perfect and we all make mistakes. So if you feel like your actions have hurt someone else, then start with an apology and go from there.
So to all you wonders out there, remember to never judge a book by its cover and to always choose kindness. Now let's talk about bullying, how bullying should be solved. And first is to walk away. If the situation seems threatening or dangerous, it's best way to get away from the bully. Even if it is not a dangerous situation, remember that you don't have to listen to someone saying mean things to you. The best thing to do might be to calmly walk away from the person. And this will send the message that you won't put up with this kind of treatment.
The next one is that you have to tell someone so the bully will stop. It's important to report bullying right away so that someone in authority can put a stop to it. By telling someone that you are being bullied, you will be standing up for yourself and you will show the bullies that you are not going to put up with their abuse. And the next one is that you have to turn and face the bully and tell them to stop. We have to stay calm. It is the bully's goal to get an emotional response out of us. So we have to do our best and keep calm. We have to try our best not to show that we are angry, sad, or frightened, because if we show all these emotions, then they will increase their efforts.
And if you're brave enough, ask the bully to stop. If you don't feel physically threatened, body language is a good way to address a bully. And if a bully continues bullying even after you have walked away, come let them know that you will not put up with the behavior.
So we have some advice for parents if their child is having problems with a bully. First, you have to believe that what your child tells you. This is an important first step and will help your child realize that you are willing to help him. You are ready to lend him a hand. You also have to attentively listen to them without interruption. The second step is that you have to let your child know that he is not alone. Most children have to deal with some type of bullying behavior at one time or another. Reassure your child that he is not the problem. If your child is being threatened in a physical or illegal way at school, report the problem. Of course, your child will be against it, but with this action, you won't tolerate the violence.
Parents, you should teach your child assertive behavior and how to ignore routine teasing. Let children know that it is okay to say no. Sometimes even friends bully. So letting your child know they can be true to their own feelings and say no can go a long way. Encourage your child not to give in to a bully. Giving up positions or giving in to a bullying in any way encourage the bully to continue.
Now, Mary, I have a little activity for you. So imagine that this is your heart. And now I'm going to fill it with only negative emotions and words. But you have to help me as well.
Okay. So my appearance may be laughing point. Like not one person had told me that I have a big forehead, or that I'm short.
Mm-hmm. So bullies make fun of people's appearance.
Yes, and also that I look funny with these braces.
Yeah. Maybe we can also write when a bully tells their victims that they are losers, they hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now your heart is full of only negative emotions, and all I'm going to do is crumple it as hard as possible.
It really feels like that when they are calling me this name, these words.
Oh. And when we open it, it looks very different. But is this paper ever going to be the same? I think never. This paper now has scratches and scars on it. And that's what bullying does to us, because even though you say you are sorry, it doesn't necessarily take everything away that you say or do or write, because it is going to leave something awful with them, and that is going to last forever.
Yes, I agree. So I have another activity too. Here is the toothpaste, and by pushing or squeezing, the inner content goes out. Now I want to put this toothpaste back in the tube, but obviously it's impossible. I can't do it. This is an example of how hurtful words once spoken cannot be taken back. So think before telling.
Yeah, choose wait is really a very good example because it helps us realize how important it is to first think and then act. But if you do it vice versa, then there are more chances of you hurting others' feelings and maybe ruining their whole life. And this time, apologizing is too late because you can't take everything away that you say, and those words will stay forever in their minds. And in conclusion, I want to bring Oscar Wilde's saying, always forgive enemies. Nothing annoys them more. You have to try to forgive the bullies because with this action, you will show your enemies that you are actually a very powerful person. It is also important to never follow the crowd full of these people, as Alan Ashley Pitt said. The man who follows the crowd will usually get no farther than the crowd. But the man who walks alone is likely to find himself in places no one has ever been.
Yes, our talk is going towards the end. According to the Native American proverb, we must not criticize a man until we walked a mile in his moccasins. The only justification we have to look down on someone is because we're about to pick him up. And one should remember that even the lion has to defend himself against flies.
Thank you to the organizers of Girls Peace Talk for giving us an opportunity to gather and talk about the issues faced by girls.
Thank you for your attention, and I hope that it was informative for you.